Now I get the chance to introduce a couple of those kids, and they probably don't like that I call them kids, but really, until you graduate, I refer to all of our students as kids. But Megan and David are two of those students. Well, I'll go ahead and you probably know this, but in like school marketing, they tell you to put on stage the kids that all the people in the crowd will be like, ooh, I want one of those. And that's what we're doing tonight. Megan and David are absolutely wonderful kids. And you've probably seen them either on, the athletic field or in the crowd, leading, cheering and leading the cheers. You might have seen them at homecoming court or places like that. And that might be what you kind of think of them. But what you probably don't see is that here are some seniors who spend time in that senior writing center, taking time as seniors, again, senioritis, all those things, but taking time as seniors to invest in the underclassmen by helping them out with their writing. Here are a couple of seniors who spend their time helping create and lead a senior student-led Bible study that has involved a great deal of our senior class and making that impact in their peers, in their friends, in their buddies on behalf of Jesus Christ. And that is just absolutely awesome. So if you would please welcome Megan and David to the stage.
Hi, I'm Megan Boutwell.
And I'm David Bandy.
We're both seniors here at Grace. I've been here since 4th grade.
And I'm what we call a lifer. I've been here since kindergarten and have witnessed the school's growth during my own growth.
I spent some years at a different school, and from the moment I stepped into Grace, I knew this place was special.
Megan and I have taken full advantage of all the opportunities Grace has provided for us, academically, athletically, spiritually, and socially.
And we are honored to be here tonight to show you what it means to be all in.
The learning experience here at Grace is truly different than any other school. No class is ever learn on your own. We always learn together. If there is a lecture, teachers ask us questions to keep us involved. If there is a discussion, we all work together to form our own opinions on a subject. We're encouraged to question, discuss, and sometimes even argue. I could not count the number of times Ian, one of my classmates, questioned Mr. Pibble about President Trump and the implementation of tariffs or the value of taxes. Our learning is evolving, and most of all, it is connected.
Ever since I came in 4th grade, school has been challenging for me. I came in lacking skills in math and grammar. I felt incredibly behind, but my teachers came alongside me, helping me, giving me care and extra attention to make sure that I caught up. Each teacher cares about each student's success. Grace has definitely academically equipped me for the next stage of my life. Maybe you remember a teacher who has influenced you,
Challenged you,
pushed you.
and encouraged you to be the best version of yourself.
Every teacher at Grace has that desire.
They teach to build you up, not just give you the information. Our teachers facilitate our growth in character more than growth in skill or even academics. The model for a great teacher here at Grace is someone who not only knows the information and teaches it well, but also someone who influences, shapes, and challenges every student to become greater than they were at the beginning of the year. I remember every year I was at Grace, I could tell you something about every teacher I've had, and every teacher could tell you who I am. That is what you get here at Grace. My grandmother volunteers at the lower campus library every single week, and every week she tells me she sees Mrs. Hare, my 3rd grade teacher. Mrs. Hare asks her, "How's our boy doing?" And that is the experience you get here. I'm not just my grandmother's boy. I'm a reflection of my 3rd grade teacher. My former teachers know that I am their legacy too. I am not only a product of my high school teachers. Mrs. Hare cares about me the same this year as she did when I was with her 9 years ago. She and all of my teachers have made lasting impacts on me, and that will not end with me. It will carry on to people who I impact. The most influential person to a child after their parents is their teachers. The teachers at Grace teach well, but our teachers also care about us.
I know not everyone loves science, but I love chemistry. Maybe I've developed that love because of my teacher, Miss Baumgartner. Miss Baumgartner has been my chemistry teacher, my AP chemistry teacher, but not only that, she encourages my passion for chemistry, but taking time to build a relationship with me and advise me through life decisions. Ever since our spiritual retreat in 10th grade, where she was my chaperone, she has become someone who I trust and enjoy talking to, even while she challenges me in the classroom. Another teacher, Mr. Jenkins, taught me first in 7th grade PE and later in junior seminar. At Grace, a teacher might teach you in middle school and then in high school again, allowing a better relationship to develop. Mr. Jenkins has helped me as a mentor and advisor throughout the college application process, but also has been a guide and someone concerned for me as a person. Every day when I walk into my classes, I first hear, "How are you?" before I hear what we are doing for the day. The relationship between the teachers and the students allow for a blending of roles, enabling students to find mentors and teachers and to grow as a person from their mentorship and guidance.
Do you all remember that teacher from high school? That one very difficult teacher who always expected a lot out of you, and no matter how hard you tried, you never seemed to be good enough? Well, we have one of those too. We call him Dr. Smitley. If any of you have a student who has taken a life science year, you know exactly what I'm talking about. In my house, we've had Dr. Smitley a total of 5 years. His projects have always been feared and his tests dreaded. He really is as tough as your students tell you, but underneath that hard exterior, he really cares. He always tells our class, "I don't care about your grade, I care if you learn." He is willing to push his students so they can come back better than before. He does not hold our hands, which is refreshing in 9th grade. He treats us like adults and gives us responsibility. He loves biology, but he loves his students even more. I have never seen Dr. Smitley smile more than when my sister comes back to visit. That is the true heart of a teacher here at Grace, and that is the teacher I respect the most.
Our teachers never turn a student away. When we need help, we get it. Each student matters at Grace. The students are known by name by each administrator, and they are always checking in on how we are doing. There is a value place for the theater student, the athlete, the artist, the science student, and the music student.
At many schools, the art student and the football player might not be friends or get along, but at Grace, we are able to be the same person. Students at Grace can experiment with many different activities and combine their interests.
Both of us are going to college next year with our minds open about our majors, mainly because Grace has not made us science students, history students, or English students, but they've made us everything students, ready for every challenge.
Academics aside, Megan and I have both been fully involved in sports. Grace's athletic program provides an open environment where everyone, no matter their size or skill set, can express themselves through athletics.
I still remember the first time I ever touched a volleyball. I was in 6th grade, and the team invited me out to the sand courts to try and practice with them. It was something completely new to me then, but it became my focus for 7 years. In 6th grade, I remember my first successful overhand serve. All of the older players cheered, and I was so excited. The volleyball program gave me that opportunity as a younger player to build relationships with older girls who continue to be my friends today. As an upperclassman, I've been a leader and a friend to those younger than me. Our coaches cared about us personally the same way that our teachers do. They spent time with us in and out of season, building relationships with us and encouraging us to build them together. On senior night at the end of the season, I was in tears. I felt like I was leaving a part of myself behind. I grew up in the program and was part of the volleyball family from 6th to 12th grade. Grace Volleyball gave me that place to be all in, and for that, I'm so grateful.
Our journey through Grace Athletics has been extensive, and it has made us the people we are today. I know if I didn't start playing football in the 7th grade, I would be shyer and less developed. The weight minimum was 100 pounds, and I just met it because of my middle school pudginess. In my first practice, which was the first practice ever at Grace, I threw up. I was not fit to play football, but neither was the rest of the team. We were a group of boys who had maybe watched a total of 10 football games combined. But over the next few years, we would become a group of men who would grow together and form an unbreakable bond. I don't have any brothers, so football became my brotherhood. We argue, yell, cry, and sweat together. I will always have my relationships with my teammates, even after I leave Grace. Sports at Grace gives us a chance to try something new, and they give us a chance to create relationships we might not have had.
It was easy for me to put my heart into Grace Athletics. I am very competitive and a huge sports fan. But at Grace, you do not have to be involved in either of these things to be a part of the joy athletics bring. My favorite time of the year is always volleyball season, but after it is over, I get to be a fan. And I think that being a fan at Grace Christian is one of the best things you can be. I would argue that the spirit of our fans at a Cary Christian Grace game cannot be rivaled, even at Duke UNC games. Ever since I was a freshman, I have been fully involved as a fan. I will always remember those games at Cary Christian where the players weren't the only ones sweating, and where the following days no one had a voice. As fans, all students unite together. We are all in supporting our Eagles.
Our greatest high school memories are not defined by the last test we took or our final grade in calculus. The memories that last are the ones we make outside the classroom with our peers. I'm sure no one remembers the time they got a C on a project, but we all remember when we shot the winning buzzer beater, or when we won the Best in Show award at an art festival, or at chess club when we finally beat Trek at his own game. Grace gives us all the benefits of academics, but greater than that, they give us the experience every student wants and truly needs.
We all know Grace equips academically. That's why you chose this school for your children, just as our parents chose it for us. But Grace's most important mission is to equip spiritually. Our elementary students look forward to Friday chapels with the GWT, the Grace worship team. For middle and high school students, we have chapels on Wednesdays where teachers and local pastors challenge us and help us grow in our faith. Grace creates an environment where students can wholeheartedly pursue God as they grow.
As Christians and just as people, we need others to help us.
We do not grow and develop on our own. We need others to learn from and to mentor us in our faith.
At Grace, we are given this opportunity. Within the first couple weeks of school, the high schoolers go off to camp to worship, learn, and most of all, fellowship with one another.
We worship, learn from speakers, and bond with one another. We come together as grades through our dance competition and support one another in the talent show.
We meet new kids, and this week is a chance for any outsider to become an insider. We need others to challenge us and encourage us in our steps of faith. The bonding during the Ignite retreat allows us to build trust with one another and open up about our faith.
The Ignite retreat mindset follows us throughout the year. We know that our administration and teachers pray for us and care for us.
It is important to find friends with a positive Christian mindset, and here it's very easy to find. The relationships we create with people allow us to talk about our faith. We have a safe environment where we can find support from peers and teachers without judgment.
Senior year can be hard. How many of you remember senioritis? The exhaustion starts to set in, and the excitement of college has us looking to the future instead of enjoying the moment. During this time, it is necessary to have people who can fill you up. This year, a group of seniors started an informal, out-of-school gathering called Worship Night. We meet weekly to worship together, pray for one another, and encourage each other. We are modeling what we have been taught here at Grace, and we are trying to show the other grades how to do the same. Recently, our 8th graders have even started their own worship night.
I think that most seniors are excited to leave high school. And although I am extremely ready to move on to the next stages of my life, this school will be unforgettable to me. I owe so much to Grace, and future success will be because of how well it has equipped me.
Grace is what built me. I've been fortunate enough to appreciate everything it's provided for me while here, but looking back makes it even more clear. Grace was the perfect place for me to spend my high school and middle school years. I've developed in ways that I never thought I could.
After 13 years, it's time for me to leave this place. Next year, I'll be attending NC State. Go Pack!
And I will be at UNC.
But both of us will return home, to our teachers, our coaches, and to the school we have grown to love, Grace Christian.
We are both excited to witness the future of this school, and we hope you are too. Grace has been wonderful for us because we have chosen to be all in.
Thank you.